What's going on? It's Big Smokin Mitch.
DJ Bird.
This is D.A, Ukraine, formerly of the Blac Monks on the Donnie Houston Show.
I'm on Donnie Houston Show.
It's going down. UGK for life.
That's another story. Me and Paul got so many stories. There's layers to this shit.
What's up, buddy? What's going on?
Don't make me tell you about the time I pulled up and I fucked to 24.
Yeah, man, it's going down. It's Donnie Houston Podcast. I am Donnie Houston. Check it out, man. We got 3 special guests, man. You know what I'm saying? Representing PA, man. Port Arthur, Texas in the building, man. DJ Bird. You know what I'm saying? Big Smokin Mitch. You know what I'm saying? D.A representing them Blac Monks, man. What's going down?
Exactly.
All right.
We in the house.
What's happening, Donnie?
I'm chilling, man. What's up with y'all, man? Y'all boys came down, man. To kick it
Happy
out. Appreciate y'all,
holidays,
man.
Happy holidays, man.
Yeah,
We came down.
I mess with you, man. We got to, brother.
Yeah,
Show love. You know, glad to be invited once again and bring my brother D.A from the Blac Monks with me. With me and Bird, you know what I mean?
Yeah, already.
Blessing to be able to come and kick it once again, you know what I mean?
Already.
For sure.
Exactly.
Man, so what's new, man? What's going down?
Go ahead, Bird.
Oh, everything good, Donnie. You know what I'm saying? It's good to be here, man. You know, shit. Man, it's a blessing, dog. You know, we came a long ways, man. For real. We came a long ways, man. That's an honor, man.
You know, me and D.A here, you know, I think I may have insinuated about it the last time I was here, you know, doing a project. Me and him called The King and the Monk. We just about done with that, you know. That's coming. You know, I'm always working, doing something, brother. You know, I got, you know, my album, of course. You know, I did with Chad, you know, between 88 and 90. I mean, 88 and 90 yeah.
That's dope.
And I called it UGK 30. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
You know what I mean? So I got that going on, strictly vinyl. That's marble print. You know what I'm saying?
I know they had wax that coat.
Yeah, that's the print I wanted. Marble print. It was a choice. This is CD Baby, and I'm not gonna fuck with nobody else but them.
CD Baby? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like that marble though, man.
Yeah.
Marble vibe.
Yeah, man. It makes it collector's item.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
That's the collectors, that marble.
Can't get that in a download.
No, you can't. You can't get that
That ain't
down.
download shit. That's
Right.
That's the thing, man.
some tangible
But
shit.
it's the thing that, you know, this what made music dope too, just the experience of like, you buy your shit, you open up your shit, you looking at your shit, you know what I'm saying?
That's what DJ we were doing back in there. We look at things, man. The album cover and shit.
And it's something you actually own. You
Yeah,
own,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's yours.
You know, that's
Yeah.
yours.
That's right.
You know?
You done bought it, and you pop it open, and you put the needle to the groove, and be like, "That's what it is." That's what that shit is about.
Exactly.
And got it remastered, man, and paid the money to make it sound like it needs to sound. You know what I mean? So it's definitely a collector's item if you're a diehard UGK fan.
Most
You
definitely.
know,
Exactly.
you want to get with me, you can get with me on my social media pages. You know, MQJ73 is my Instagram. Big Mitch of UGK on Facebook. You know what I mean? And going for $100. You know, it's a nice little thing for a piece of history, man. Something that you're not gonna hear from nobody but me. You can't get it on social media. It's strictly vinyl. You have to get it strictly from me. So that's a couple of the things that I got going, and Bird is always doing things about, with his music in the background. He don't like to be in the forefront so much
I'm
anymore.
in a man cave. I'm in my man cave doing my music.
That's what
Exactly.
he doing.
Yeah, that's what, it's a passion. It's a passion, Danny, man. It's a
Tell him
passion.
about
I've
your
been doing.
CDs, Bird.
Yeah, I got 4 CDs. Ghetto Palace 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, it's on Spotify and CD Baby. Yeah, I'm selling them. I'm working on 5 right now. And it got Big Smokin Mitch and D.A. on it. You know what I'm saying? I stay busy. I've been working, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a passion. Still doing it.
For sure. DA, man, what's going down, man?
Oh, well,
You one of them cats, man. We know, but we don't see too much, man.
I've been laying low for quite a while. Things in the industry kind of make you go, whoa, and you kind of back away. So, but taking off from my man Smoke from what he was saying, we have a project that we've been working on called the King and the Monk, or K&M for short. And I mean, I'm the main producer as well as a graphic designer for both of us. But we both, we both write our own stuff. But we're coming with some innovative music that's not outdated. A lot of, you got a lot of folks out here that really don't understand hip hop, and they just look at rap. And the thing is, they think, well, the cutoff age for hip hop is like, it's 20 years old. It's a young man's game. No. With hip hop, you could be any age as long as you're really truly talented lyrically and musically, even being a DJ. It's rap, mainstream commercial rap. Well, yeah, that's for these kids now, which I don't knock it. I'm like, hey, do your thing.
Right.
I'm not a fan of 80% of it, but hey, do your thing. I don't knock nobody's hustle, But we have some innovative music coming out that I feel both young and old is going to jam, is going to like. And my main focus, honestly, is overseas, because overseas they really take to it and they dig it, and it don't matter if it's 20, 30, 40, 80 years old. They still jam it like it just came out yesterday. So that's something that I'm doing, and as well as we're also working with a brother that's from Port Arthur. He's in Chicago now. His name is Charles Clark. He's we just had
Peace out to Charles Clark.
we just had UGK Day in Port Arthur on December 3rd. And that went off. It went off pretty good.
And it's gonna grow every year.
Yeah, it's gonna grow every year. We train. That's something that can't be taken away from Port Arthur. That's something that we can honestly say that's ours. You know what I'm saying? Because we had Mardi Gras before, but then Beaumont took it. Beaumont, Texas took it. Man. I don't know how they just let it go. But this is something that we have, and we're gonna be doing that. Doing that every year, and we just have a lot of things coming to be able to revitalize Port Arthur and bring it back to its heyday. Because a lot of people don't realize, if you put Port Arthur, Texas, if you Google it or whatever, you'll see, back in, I don't know how long it was before, but like all the elders, if you talk to some of the elders in Port Arthur, they'll tell you, yeah, Port Arthur, they used to call Port Arthur Little New York, Little Chicago, Little Vegas. Port Arthur used to be popping. It could be popping once again.
Yeah, sure.
We just have to get it. We got to get the people to support. And remember, it's the home. It's the home where Pimp C came from. It's the home of Pimp C and his mother. That they originated from Port Arthur. So, I mean, my goal is, by the time me and this man and all the people that we have part of it, well, by the time we're done, when people visit PA, it's gonna be like, wow, okay? It's gonna be another tourist attraction, just like Vegas.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Where,
exactly.
I mean, because we can make it go down. So, and besides that, I'm like this man over here. I just chill in the studio. I produce my music and do my graphic design. We pretty much we lay low. We're older men now. all that whole trying to chase fame and trying to do that. Okay, that's we get that to these kids. Like
I've been knowing D.A. before Pimp C and Bun B. He was like the first rapper that really I was inspired by. He had the lyrics, like but he was politics. You know what I'm saying? He was military like, rhyming. But he was dope, you know what I'm saying? And still is today. Still dope MC, man. Yeah, and I found him. He was in high school. I seen him, you know what I'm saying? But one of my partners, rest in peace, Derek Lou, he introduced me to D.A. And D.A. kicked some lyrics to me, and I was like, ooh, he is dope. For
I
real.
appreciate that.
And just, we combined, man, still my friend today, man. Still my homie.
We all got a lot of history together.
History. Yeah, he's still my homie today.
So much we
and
could
Big
all
Smokin
talk
Mitch,
about.
we still homies, man.
Yeah.
And see, if I make a meal, this man make a meal. He make a meal. If he make a meal, I get a meal. That's how we combine ourselves together.
It's all about supporting each other, not cutting each other down.
Throat or nothing. We don't do that. We real man. We trill niggas, man. Trill niggas.
That's right, Bird.
We the trill niggas.
What's going down, man? You know what I'm saying? You're here with my boy, man. Y'all know him as Puggy. I know him as Greater. You know what I'm saying? This is my boy, though, man. You know what I'm saying? He got something real dope going down. It's the Christmas season, you know what I mean? All my festive people, got y'all Christmas trees up, man. Your Christmas tree ain't complete. We ain't got one of these ornaments, man.
Yes, sir. So what we got is the first ever interactive Christmas ornament. We got black, we got green. Black and green is what we got this year, you know what I'm saying? Next year we coming back with the red thing, though. All you do is take your phone, no app, no camera, tap right here at the bottom, and a playlist of 50 Christmas songs come up. That's Donnie Hathaway This Christmas, Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas, Boys to Men, Let It Snow, Silent Night by the Temptations. Every classic that Christmas song you think of is in this on there. So just hit us up at theperfectattendancecompany.com. Feel me? Already.
Talk about Trill, the word Trill, and the origin of that, because it's taken. So everybody Trill, is Trill this, whatever. There's a lot of people. I'm talking about beyond Texas. You know what I mean? Like we've kind of owned it as our thing, but it really started in PA. Like, talk about the origin of that.
Hey, Bird.
But Trill came from Spoon Guy. Nigga named Spoon Guy, one of our partners we grew up with. He came up with the name Trill. At first it was like Trill Not Real. It's like Trill Not Real, but you real. That's why it's called Trill. And but he came up with the name, and shit, we ran with it. We ran with it, Peace out to Spoon Guy.
Yeah, Spoonie G.
Yeah, Spoonie G. Yeah, he came up with the name Trill.
That's the first cat I heard said, and he was
Donnie Houston.
talking about NWA, them Trill niggas for life, because
Yeah.
it was jamming so hard to, not real. He just added a T to it because of his swag.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought it had something to do with not to interrupt.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
thought it had something to do with like true and real combined. Like
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
when you go down the line and you begin to try to make that word mean something, that's what you really look at it as. True and real put together. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it didn't start off like that, because, like I said, when I first heard him say it, Spoonie, he was talking about the NWA, the Real Niggas for Life album was out. And he was like, man, y'all heard that Trill Niggas for Life album, you know what I mean? And that's how he would say. He would say Trill Not Real. You know, because it was some real shit being spit, and that's how he felt it, and that was just his swag. But down the line,
Yeah.
when you try to make it mean something, you know what I'm saying? That's when it started becoming true and real. Now, who came up with the true and the real, the specific person, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I knew that when I heard it, it wasn't me. But I knew when I heard it, it made sense.
Yeah.
So that's
And it just traveled.
that's the
It traveled.
that's the
Everybody was saying it, and they
definition
put out
I started using.
Trill.
The true and the real together, which makes it trill, which makes it make sense to anybody that has intellect or somebody that doesn't have, that's not as intelligent as the next person. You can understand the word true and real put together that says trill. So you make it simple. You make it mean something. And whoever did that was genius. You know, it wasn't me, but whoever did it was genius. But we took it and we ran with it.
I tell you what was you though was that UGK though, right?
Huh?
You was the one with the UGK was you though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, that was him.
Yeah.
He came up with that.
Yeah, I mean, but that was because of things that was going on before that. I had to come up with another name because Dory had came and messed up the DMI and the Mission Impossible situation. So, you know, me, Chad, and I trying to find another identity, I had to come up with another name, and I thought about us selling our tapes from our lockers. You know what I'm saying? And being that there's an underground scene at hip hop, I had heard that name, you know, from East Coast motherfuckers, saying, you know, underground music from such and such artists, you know. So that's the way I looked at Chad and I, what we were doing. It was underground music plus nobody. I mean, in Port Arthur, it wasn't no music scene in Port Arthur. You know, the last thing that was coming out of Port Arthur that had anything to do with music was Janis Joplin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You talking about 60s, you know, early 70s. So that's all.
Yeah.
So it was a blessing that all of that popped off the way that it did. That's why I tell people all the time, it wasn't me. You know, God just put people in places, put pieces together to make things happen the way he needed to happen. You know, that's all this UGK thing is, man. It was something for all of us to use to help us all to move forward. And not just say we underground kings, but everybody is, because everybody in the same position trying to survive. That's the one thing everybody got in common is survival.
Yep, that's it.
Everybody, doesn't matter how much money you have or how much you don't have. Survival. So don't ever let nobody tell you ain't got nothing in common with somebody. They lying.
Man, Bird, talk about when you came into the whole UGK fold and all that, man. Like how you got involved with the group.
When I was young, I was DJing house parties, block parties. You know what I'm saying? I was basically doing team dances and, you know, DJing for the kids and stuff like that. And C came to my mama house. He heard about me on the streets, so he came to my mama house and asked me to be his DJ. I'm like, cool, man. Shit, yeah, you gonna be my DJ, man. I say, cool, man. That's cool. He say, but nigga, I need a favor from you. I say, what? He say, nigga, we trying to get this track machine, man. I say, all right. You know, I say, shit, let me put something on it. I say, shit, I give you 200. Shit, gave nigga $200. Shit, he went and got that track machine. Exactly. So he started recording with everybody, you know what I'm saying, with the track machine, because he had their leases. drum machine. I did a Gray Alicia's drum machine. He learned it, pimped it. Shit. By the time right there, it was on.
Yeah.
It was on, man. Shit,
I remember the little leases he had in his room.
Exactly. And he appreciated me, you know what I'm saying, giving him some money, you know, because shit, I was helping my own. I'm just got out of school. I'm helping my old man do maintenance work and shit, cleaning office buildings. So I was getting good money and shit, you know what I'm saying? I said, shit, ain't no problem, dog. I hook you up and shit. Bought that track machine and everybody in the group and shit started doing music. He doing music for him. They get on the mic and shit. Shit, it was all good, man.
This is before it becomes UGK.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, way
So
before.
you met Pimp first.
Yeah. See, I met him first. Then I met Pimp. Then I met Bun. Well, I met Bun first. Then I met Pimp. Exactly. And
So how do you meet? How do you meet Bun?
Bun used to come when I was staying with my partner on Guffway, and we all had albums, and you know we DJing, right? Bun used to walk from school and come to our apartment, you know what I'm saying, and kick some rhymes. And I was like, yeah. So I told my nigga Sean, I say, man, this nigga gonna be dope. He that's when Bun said, hey man, can you be my DJ? I say, oh, okay, cool. I said, I got another nigga. I'm his DJ too. Call him Pimp C. And ever since we hooked up, we buying together. You know what I'm saying? We all buy. Then D.A. we all got hooked up. Queen, we all buying together. Everybody, we buying together and we stay close, man. We stayed close ever since, man.
It was all PA's finest.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was the PA Worldwide? Like what's that whole thing? To break that whole thing down to. Is that a thing, PA Worldwide?
I mean, it was.
Or that was just like a saying type thing?
Yeah, it was more like a saying, just saying that, you know, we from Port Arthur, and we got a major record deal, and there's PA niggas worldwide now.
Yeah, and if you from PA, you can identify, even if you in
Yeah.
Cali, you know.
Yeah,
I'm from PA.
right.
That's my nigga, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
Just
You
like
know?
the word Trill is so big now, man.
Right.
Everybody saying Trill, got Trill wrote down on their backs and shirts and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's worldwide, man. Probably
Right.
overseas, probably they saying Trill. Even the
Of
Japanese
course.
probably saying
Yeah.
Trill.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, ain't no probably. Yeah, they
I
all.
need to learn that language, what they saying about Trill and shit. Give me one of them out there words. And you say that shit in your language, let me learn it.
I want to know what you say.
Exactly. I damn sure know the word Trill when they
Yeah.
say it in their language.
Yeah.
I know that.
Hey, can y'all tell them about I was there. Remember when we had that house party at Chad's when the Tell Me Something Good came on the radio?
Oh yeah, man. You know when they played, we had a contest on the radio, man. Would Tell Me Something Good, man. We used to get house phone. We ain't have no cell phones back then. It was house phone. We used to call that motherfucker every 5 minutes. Boy.
Kids 98.
Ring, just get ring. So you get more calls. You know what I'm saying? You get more spins. You know what I'm saying? You big. We was call that mug. My phone bill was damn near $500-600. I say, I gotta stop. I'm going too live. I say I'm really making UGK really big now. 'Cause I'm the nigga. I call the motherfucking name and say, 102.5.
Oh, it was 102, yeah.
You 102.5, yeah, exactly. I was like, woo, it's going down. Won that contest and shit. We had this contest with s.u.c. We was going against s.u.c. and shit. We won. s.u.c. was on our ass though, boy. But hey, we end up coming back.
I remember that.
Yeah, we end up coming back, boy. Tell me something good. Yeah, going down.
That house party was so live.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh,
Exactly,
goodness.
for real, it was live, boy. We was
Yeah. And we were just congratulating Chad. Y'all on the radio. Y'all made it. Yeah. We in there just
we were made it.
tearing up the
We
house.
were going live, yeah.
Eating up all Mama C cakes and cookies.
Yeah.
Man, okay, so Bird, tell me, like, you know, y'all take off, you know what I mean? Tell Me Something Good is a hit, man. Like, tell me some of the shit y'all start getting into, like how that you know, how things changed for y'all, because y'all went from just being kind of small town kids
You
to
see, the record when we started with Big Time Records at first. You know what I'm saying? Russell Washington. We started with Big Time Records. Then we eventually, after we did some shows with Big Time, and that's when Jive called us. You know what I'm saying? Jive wanted a deal and shit, and so that's when nigga really thought he was making it and shit. But at the same time, we wasn't making it. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't only way we was making it off of shows. Yeah, record companies was fucking us and shit, man. We make more money off of shows, man. Shit. Mama West was getting us that much. She'd be on the phone constantly, man. On the phone with the promoters. Them hoe-ass promoters. But they was some hoes like a motherfucker, man. Them motherfuckers trying to fuck you and shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, see, I used to get up early. I used to stay with Mama in here. And Port Arthur, right? And man, I used to get up early in the morning with Mama. Mama on the phone at 7, 6 o'clock in the morning, dog, on the phone with the promoter. Negotiating. So I sit down with her. And she have me a tight drink and shit. I tell Mama, hey, I'm tell you about this nigga. Nigga ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Only I give props to the good niggas, that good promoters that treat us right. You know what I'm saying? Give props to them, you know what I'm saying? But the niggas who try to fuck over us, I don't give no props to them, because all they doing is gaming. That's all they doing is gaming, trying to get ahead and shit. Man, treat us right, we gonna treat you right. We gonna give you a good show, that's all that matters. We gonna give you a good show, don't try to fuck over us. And that's why we got strong in the game. Pimp got so strong in the game, because he knew the streets now. You know how motherfuckers try to fuck over you and shit. Exactly, man.
Is there any time you remember where like Pimp or any of y'all like really had to like stand up to some promoters on some like, man, we ain't having that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
all the time, all the time. Especially promoter, we ain't having that shit no more. You gonna meet our rider. With everything Mama, we put a rider together. Anything on that rider, you
That's
better
right.
have it. You gotta meet that
That's
rider.
right.
If you don't meet that rider, ain't gonna be no show.
That's right.
We ain't going on stage. Fuck that shit. You ain't meet I don't give a fuck, it's one piece of chicken. If you don't give me my one piece of chicken, I ain't going on stage.
That's right.
Demands, you know what I'm saying? Don't let no motherfucker try to fuck over you.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? We got rights, we stars, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We meet our rider. We want everything on our rider. Them boys, we ain't do no show one time. Them niggas ain't have his Don Perignon, because we always go on stage. They used to go on stage, him and Bun go on stage with Don Perignon. One of them motherfucking bottles came up missing. That nigga had to go and get somebody drive at 3 o'clock in the morning, because that's when we went on stage. 3 o'clock in the morning. The club crunk, ready. She said, I ain't going on stage till I get my motherfucking Don Perignon. That nigga had to go to another club and get a bottle of Don on the other side of that motherfucking city. And get a bottle of Don for that nigga to get a good show.
That's right.
Exactly. And he got that Don for a shit. He had so many people in that damn club. It's a motherfucker. He made some money that night. For real.
Man, tell the story about the Mary J. Blige thing, man, when y'all was at Smith D's crib, man.
The Mary J. Blige, we watching TV and shit. Smitty, he was with us and shit. And they thought Mary J. died. But it was a joke though, you know what I'm saying? We watching Mary J. on video, but they say Mary J. died. We was like, no shit. 3-2 was with us too, man. I'll never forget that day, man. It was in PA. Exactly. We was in PA on C Couch. You know what I'm saying? That was a trip, man. That was a trip, man. But it was funny. You know what I'm saying? It was funny because it wasn't real. Exactly. It wasn't real at all. But it was funny though. We had some fun, man. Big Mike. 3-2, rest in peace, 3-2, man. 3-2 was a good dude, man.
What it was they was playing a bunch of Mary J. Blige videos. And you know, when you hear a certain artist a whole bunch of times, back to back to back to back to back to back to back, you feel like you missed something. You're like, wait a minute. You know, because that's how, real talk, don't mean to cut bird off, but real talk, that's how it happened to me with Prince. You know what I'm saying? I turned the radio on late because I got up late that Sunday because it was a Sunday. I got up late. I turned my shit on and oh shit, they listening to Prince. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting there and they jamming. I'm like, damn, they okay. You know, it's more like, to me, it's like, okay, Frankie Beverly and Maze, because, you know, some DJs will play a bunch of Frankie Beverly and Maze songs at one time trying to get the crowd or trying to get the people that's listening involved in the broadcast. So this is what I'm thinking about Prince. So, make a long story short, I find out that, you know, Prince was gone. You know, so this is what they was thinking.
Yeah, Mary J was gone.
Because they was playing Mary J videos back.
Yeah, that boy said y'all was on that water too at the time.
And
like,
man, hey man, Mary
It could have
Mary
been
must
her
be
birthday,
gone.
you know what I'm saying? Some people, when they play videos like that, they be thinking a person passed away.
Right.
And-
That's
but it don't.
what it was. And that's at least that's how you told me.
Yeah, yeah.
It was, you know what I mean? They thinking that, okay, shit, they playing all the videos in a row. she must be gone. You know, and it, I mean, you see what, between 6 or 8 videos in a row of one big artist like that, you gonna be like, well, wait a minute. Am I missing, or is this a Mary J. Blige hour, or, you know, you see what I'm saying? It make you think, and especially if you smoking and you sitting there, you done been smoking and drinking, you start thinking about anything. You know, so that's what make that story funny, because they looking at that shit and be like, God damn, she must be dead.
Would you care if we put that lamp over there? I know it messes.
Bone, you got your buttons right? Oh, you on the phone.
No, it's JPA.
Oh, okay. What's up, little Nick? Put it out school. You go to ashtray school. Nick. What's up, truck? I used to be your size. You used to be my size. One. Welcome back to the Trill Show on Rock the Bells Radio. Wait, hold up. Is this the same music?
Yeah.
And you make us look good because we have a guest in the house today.
Already.
Many of you would know him from his podcast. It's amazing. He's doing deep dives into Houston hip-hop culture, street culture, and just hip-hop in general, man. You know, it's amazing to listen to some of the stories that he's getting from people, because some of these people I know personally, I haven't heard some of the shit they're saying in years. But he's also a producer, a DJ. There's a lot more to this brother that I didn't really realize until I had to start doing my deep dive. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Donnie Houston.
What's going down, man? I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Nah, man, it's good. First of all, man, you know, I just want to commend you on, you know, actually creating something, you know, because there's a lot of people that say they do podcasts, you know what I'm saying? But you actually had a clear idea of what you wanted to do.
Bird, talk about how you was telling me you did the scratches on Murder.
Yeah, I did the scratches on Murder.
What is that? What is the Murder? Where does that come from?
That came from a cut record with a lot of skit sounds. I had ordered it. I had ordered it on online. It was a vinyl with a lot of skits on it. You know what I'm saying? Different little parts of skits on every, you know, all through the album. It was a skit sound. So I found this real cut sound, and it say murder, murder. So I used it. I said, see, play that motherfucking Run DMC beat. I say, shit, that shit gonna go. That's the one I want to scratch on. Ja gave me $300 to scratch on that. I got $300 just to scratch. Them motherfuckers had that shit in my room on an envelope. Hey, I ain't know I was gonna get paid to scratch and shit. About $400.
It was a surprise.
It was a surprise, yeah. Then they wrote a letter and shit. I could tell it was a female and shit. Hi, Daniel. He said $300. I read that shit. He did, bitch. Okay, give me my money. When I scratched it and it became a hit. I get in. That motherfucker scratched that murder shit, boy. Ooh, that shit was jamming like a mother. Then I had Smitty jacket on. I said I had the flu and shit, and scratch murder with the flu. Nigga Smith said, man, wear my jacket, man. If you want to be warm, put the jacket on, man. Because I said, man, I'm cold like a mother. He said, put my jacket on. Then found that sample murder and scratched that bitch. Murder. I said, oh yeah, it's going down now. And it went down. That motherfucker jamming, boy. And Bun B wrapped his ass off. Bun B was underneath the panel and shit. Dad was asleep.
That's where he wrote it.
Yeah, he was underneath there asleep and shit, man. And it was time hey Pee Wee, it's time for you to rap. Nigga Pee Wee came out and dropped that motherfucker one take. Ooh, that motherfucker. And Pee Wee said, no, one more time, let me do it again. Got real crunk. Boy, he dropped that mother. I say, ooh, this nigga is rapping, boy. The best lyrics I heard in the world. This nigga Bun B can rap, boy, and still do.
Yeah, Bun, you know, me and Bun used to like freestyle against other dudes at was Thomas Jefferson High School. Now it's called Memorial High. But yeah, we used to freestyle against dudes and rap against dudes at at Thomas Jefferson, and we was undefeatable. It's like, you know, I think he gave me a shout out on Drink Champs, talking about the same thing. Yeah, he's phenomenal. He's I mean, he could drop some. He could really drop some knowledge on the mic if he wanted to, really. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, he doing what he's supposed to. You know, he played the game, gave them what they wanted as far, you know, being, you know, with the lyrical content that people like out here. But you know, you could put that man up on stage with about just about any MC, and he'll do his thing. So I give Bun props on that. You know, all that.
Bun eat your ass alive.
Yeah.
You had one of his Trill burgers?
He will. The Trill burger is fire. I can't wait till he get to the restaurant so I can just start going.
When he open his restaurant, when he open his restaurant, I'm gonna go get me a burger.
The burger is fire. I done had the burger a few times.
I'm gonna have a pocket full of money and go get some burgers.
Yeah, and bring back the
plural. I'm gonna eat as much as I can.
How I tell you I ain't never tasted yet.
It's good to the motherfucker.
It's fire.
I'm sure you
I see everybody biting on it and say, "Ooh, it's good, man."
Yeah, no, that's not for video. That's a real. Like,
I can't wait to put my mouth on it. I'm ready to eat some of that.
Yeah.
They got me hungry right now. I want a Trill burger.
D.A, man, talk about how you got involved with the Blac Monks and, you know what I'm saying, get involved with the label and like just how y'all, you know, had y'all run with that whole thing.
Well, it involves a story of starting off a story of when I first met Face, formerly known as DJ Action, Bushwick Bill and their producer. I ended up skipping school with a friend of mine named Joseph Harris. He said, man, you got to come to the apartments, D.A. You know, I was square back then. I was like, man, skipping school, man. I ain't, you know, I was a good boy. I don't skip. You know, I think this was like this had to be my sophomore year. I went over to these apartments at the time in Port Arthur called Long's Apartments. And I walked in the door and it was DJ Action, now known as Face, and Bill and their producer. So they asked me to go to the back and say, hey man, come to the back and such, you know, spit a few bars. And I'm just going on along with the flow. You know, I spit a few bars and whatnot. And Bill and the other guy, they was smiling with the face, Scarface, his face just kind of dropped like, and he just walked off. And I was like, oh shit, what did I do? They say, nothing, you did good, you know. So I thought I made Face mad, but he wasn't mad. I think he was just like, wow, okay, damn, you know. So I don't remember exactly what happened after that time, but a little while later, and keep in mind,
opened up for the Ghetto Boys.
Yeah,
when the Ghetto Boys came to Beaumont.
Yeah, it's like way later.
He was on stage with his drum machine, his track machine, mixing him down, and he was rapping, going live, man, for real. Yeah. He opened up for the Ghetto Boys. D.A. was cold, man.
But check it out though. But after so later on, like after I met him, I think it was that day. Basically, keep in mind, I was 17 when I met him. You know, me being innocent, 17 years, I don't know nothing. I invited him to my school dance. You know, I was in TJ.
Yeah.
And it was a place called it was a church called Sacred Heart.
Yeah.
And it's still Sacred Heart's still here to this day, but there was a hall called Sacred Heart Hall. I invited him to Sacred Heart Hall. Mama C, Pimp C's mom, she was at the door taking the money, and I walked in with Bill, their producer, and Face. Walked into the hall, and people, like, all eyes was on me and them, just like, oh shit, that's the Ghetto Boy. What D.A. doing with the Ghetto Boys?
Yeah, sure.
So, you know, and Face had his arm around me, and we was talking and whatnot, walking, but it was just such a thrill. 17 years old, I got these major dudes and walking, you know, and I figured, they my friends. Hey, yo, come on to the school dance, you know. And while we were there, Face got on stage with DMD, who's also part of from Port Arthur, and he just starts scratching, you know, with on DMD's tables, and DMD was like, how you scratching without earphones? Hold on, you know. But hell, it was DJ Action before he was ever MC. He was DJ Action, you know. So he knew his way around tables, you know. But cut to 3 years later, whatever, I ended up meeting their producer at a stop and go, and we both came outside at the same time, and I was like, hey, I know you. He's like, yeah, I know you. He's like, hey, ain't you D.A.? Yeah. Rest is history. He took me to his studio and introduced me to 3-2 and AWOL. At first, I was supposed to be part of this group called the Convicts, but then it switched up, and I ended up in the Blac Monks. And you know, they told me all what the group was about and this, that, and the other, and I was like, okay, cool, I'm with it, you know. Rest is history. We ended up, you know, signing with them, and we put out Secrets of the Hidden Temple, and then we put out No Mercy, I think 2 years later. I don't remember SoundScan, but our stuff it went worldwide, because we had people hitting us from Bosnia, Germany, Australia, all over the world. It was like people were just hollering, because we came out smack dab in the middle of the whole gangster shit era, talking about aligning your chakras and smoking weed and mind expansion, and people was like, what in the, you know, not only that, but we had this whole concept of us being, you know, we had these powers to control nature and, you know, control the wind and the water and the fire, and we was these monks in the middle of this jungle and this hidden temple and all that. It was a whole damn story, and when they told me about it, I was like, what the fuck are y'all talking about, man? But as the days went by, and as it was explained to us a little more, you know, and I'll say this, Bushwick Bill was the brainchild of Blac Monks, so people don't know that. Bill, this was all Bill's. This was from Bill's mind, you know. Other people will claim it's them. No, only Bill could think of some shit like this. So, you know, as he explained it more and we got more deep into him, it kind of started to be natural between me, 3-2, and AWOL. We kind of just bounced off each other with it, you know. And 3-2 was he was the. I feel like he was more like the kind of the leader of the head of like Blac Monks, or were y'all? It wasn't really no leader or head, because we all had our own style. But I just, you know, three already had the streets. He already had the streets, and then you know 3-2 the governor, Wicked Buddha Baby, and you know what I'm saying. He was already known. Me, I'm coming from Port Arthur. People in Port Arthur knew me, but they still didn't know me as this big rap artist. AWOL had Beaumont, but I don't know how much people really knew of AWOL. But once we were put together, that was it. It was a rap. Yeah, it was a rap, and we were outselling a lot of our labels, other artists, and from what I hear to this day, the owner of the label, you know, the owner of the label said, y'all boys got so big, I ain't know what to do with y'all. All I know is gangster shit. This is from what I heard. But you know,
I seen y'all on BET, on Rap City. Y'all were performing live. Yeah. I'm like, oh yeah, that was dope though.
But unfortunately, they really didn't know what they had in us. You know, we was just another group, and yet here it is, Wu-Tang Clan. We're doing, it's like us and them were doing almost the same thing. It's just it was a whole different way. But I feel like if the label would have really recognized that, man, we would be still to this day like up there. But they didn't realize. So, you know.
Do you have any favorite moments from that whole Blac Monk era and all that?
Yeah. We had this show in Manhattan. The show in Manhattan for these guys. It was a group that claimed themselves to be some monks. I think it was a cult to this day. I don't know, but they were really cool. They were really cool. And their leader, his name was Rama, and also known as well, his real name was Frederick Lenz, but the name he went by was Rama. Really, really cool guy. I never got to meet him. And I'm gonna say a little something, but we ended up performing. You know, we were performing, and they loved our performance. It was at this place called La Barbat. It was in Manhattan, La Barbat. I don't know if it was Club La Barbat or a building called La Barbat, but we performed, and they loved us. They paid us very, very well, and by the end of the night, they were like, that they was really thankful for us and all this other stuff. I was the last one on stage, so one of the fans, they were like, encore, encore, encore. 3-2 and AWOL, they already went their way. 3-2 went smoke somewhere. AWOL probably with him smoking, I don't know, but I didn't smoke at the time, so I was just on stage, and I say, well, shit, you know what? Hey, they'll throw a beat on. You know what I'm saying? So. They, not really knowing or understanding hip hop, they like our stuff. That's one thing they said. Well, we don't really listen to rap music, but we love you guys. Say, man, that's cool. Not really listening to hip hop or knowing really what they listening to. I said, well, throw on a beat. I'll do something for y'all. All of a sudden I heard.
Like that house music.
House.
Exactly, like that house music.
Now I love house. But
that ain't hip hop though. Yeah,
but don't nobody rap the house.
Right.
At the time, I didn't know.
Oh shit!
So and I say
I'll play that shit right now. That house music. So, I don't give a fuck. I'll play that shit.
So the house beat is going. So I got the mic. I'm looking at them. They all looking at me like, what's he gonna say? So I just like da 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 da. I'm going to the beat, and they're like, oh, they really having fun. So some of them jumped on stage and whatnot. So we did that for about 15 minutes. Afterwards, everything settled down, and the owner of the place, he came, and he gave me the same amount that he paid me and the guys the first time, all over again. I'm like, oh my, it had to be like $1,200. $1,500, for each of us. He gave it to me. He gave me another $1,500. So each of us, we left with about 3 G's in our pocket. But the whole time we was there, they treated us so well. And they gave us lobster and shrimp and steak and all this other stuff. But the thing that stuck out for me is, like, while I was on stage, I looked out in the crowd while we were performing. I looked and I saw Rama. Rama was standing there. He had a blue shirt. It was kind of like crisscross, like checker blue shirt and some beige pants. And he was just looking. He was just looking at me, and he was going like this here. He was a white gentleman with like curly hair. And I looked at him and I pointed at him. I said, give a shout out to Rama. Let's give a shout out to Rama. Everybody, yeah, but nobody was looking at him. I was like, so I didn't. I just said, well, whatever, So later on, after all we did, I asked one of the guys. I gave a shout out to Rama. Why wasn't anybody acknowledging him? And they said, what do you mean? I said, Rama was right there. Why nobody was acknowledging him? He didn't get on stage. And, I appreciate it. It's like, well, Rama, he passed away yesterday.
Dang, wow.
I say, he passed away? I say, no, that's not possible. I just saw him, right? He was just right there. They say, no, he passed away yesterday. He didn't get to even meet you guys. So that kind of freaked me out. But the one thing I remember, and not going all off the fucking subject, but my grandmother had was called the older folks called the veil.
Yeah, the veil.
And you could see, like, sometimes it's passed on to us. Those of us that had grandmothers and grandfathers that had, and I would see, I would see spirits.
Certain things you can see.
Yeah, and I was one of those kids. I could see things. I could see this. I could see that. That's happened to me all through my life. So, when you see a spirit, it's like seeing this table. It looks solid.
Right there.
It's right there. So I didn't know that I was seeing this man's spirit looking at me, approving the group this whole time. So I was like,
and
wow.
he never met him before.
I never met him. I took his book home, and it looks just like him.
Yeah, and he saw him in the crowd.
I saw him in the crowd.
Yeah, sure.
So,
and he was already gone.
Yeah. So from that being one of the most interesting and unexplainable events, it was also one of the best. It was also one of the best events that we had because these people really, truly appreciated us. They called themselves monks. Like I said, I don't know if it was a cult to this day, but they was cool as hell. I didn't care if it was a cult or not. They were cool. They paid us right. Everything went perfect.
Right. Exactly.
While I'm on the mic, I just want to say also, I am a 100% free agent, independent. I'm not obligated to any labels, not signing anybody by choice. None of that. And you can catch me on Instagram at d.a._YEUQRAN. That's d.a._YEUQRAN, and my email is y3uqran. And the reason that is, once I got off of the label, I assumed a different name, which is it's YEUQRAN, which I spelled Ukraine. And at the time, I got into the 5%ers, the 5% Nation of Islam. Ukraine stood for young, eccentric, unpredictable, quiet, ruthless, Asiatic nomad. And I said, it's Ukraine. And I went under that name for a long time. A lot of people only know me as Ukraine. And I did like underground poetry, and I did underground poetry and slam competitions and stuff like that. So Ukraine and D.A., formerly of the Blac Monks, are the same person. So I just want to say that in case I don't speak no more. But yeah, so that's how I became part of Blac Monks, and
For sure. Man, before we get up out of here, man, big Smokin Mitch, man, what we gonna hear on this album, man? Tell the people what they gonna what they gonna hear when they get this album, man.
See, man, I tried my hardest to tell you about this shit, Donnie. When I had it in the works.
You told me.
I told you.
Yeah.
And I know you was like, it's no way he gonna pay to remaster them old cassettes with that air and the shit in the back, all that shit. Yeah, it was far fetched for me at the time too, but I was speaking it into existence, family.
I need you to. I'm gonna give you that tape where I got them down 50 shows.
Yeah.
But see, I needed somebody to slice it because it wrinkled up. You know what I'm saying?
That's what Boomer here for.
Yeah, I need that new technology to fix it up because I got about 30, 40 shows, man.
Hey, man, Bird.
On video.
Bird is.
Exactly. I'll be working, man.
When it comes to visual.
Then doing, I was filming our shows.
See, this is what
I got all that shit.
A lot of people don't understand. Bird was called to do a lot of things in the UGK situation that was going on. Chad chose him to take care of his only son while he was on the road with him.
Yep. Chicken, Chatty Boo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's who took care of his son when he couldn't
Raised
do it.
Yeah. And he thanked me for that.
You know what I'm saying?
He said, man, my
That's-
son
that's-
loved you, Bird. My son loved you,
That's
man.
respect that you can't just get from anywhere. Because that young boy gonna remember what happened. You know, that's another reason. See, all these stories that we telling right now, he can pick and choose. Whether he wanna be explicitly real or just be like, I'm gonna give you that. And you still gonna look at it like, damn, it ain't nothing I ever heard before. So they gonna eat it up anyway.
Yeah.
And that's a blessing because you got people eating it up. Without the family, without the UGK family, without these people, the Blac Monk family, we don't have any of this history. You know what I'm saying? This is the surviving member of that legendary group. He has to be put in front of the spotlight, not because he wants to be put in front of the spotlight, but because stories have to be told to be left behind for those other two guys' stories to be told too, because he was there when those stories was happening.
We got hundreds of thousands of fans
Yeah.
that wonder what the hell happened. If you go on YouTube, not taking away from what you're
Nah,
saying.
man, talk.
If you go on YouTube right now and type in Blac Monks,
Yeah.
we have over 20. It's still growing. Over 20 fan pages, 200,000 likes, 3,000 likes, 15,000 likes. It's like, I don't know who all of these beautiful, wonderful fans of Blac Monks are. But every time, no problem. But every time you go on YouTube and type in Blac Monks, you'll see it's like you can scroll on your phone and it never ends. It never ends. So we made a serious impact right along with UGK. We didn't get a chance to get as big as UGK, but we impacted so many people with what we said. And you know, every now and then I'll meet fans. I wouldn't think anybody knew what the hell I look like, but they'll be like, "Oh my God, it's you! It's really
I'm
you."
still Blac Monks fan. To this day, man.
I appreciate anybody who you are. You know,
I'm still a Blac Monk, and I still listen to the Blac Monk.
You know.
Yep, I am a Blac Monk fan, man.
Just
Blac
know,
Monk.
everybody just know, and I have to reiterate this: I'm no longer associated with the label. No disrespect, no nothing like that to them. I wish them well, you know. But I'm independent, and me, all three of us are independent, and we do our own thing.
I'm like Slim Thug. I'm the boss.
Yeah, we the boss of our own shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't need nobody to do nothing for me.
Slim Thug,
you know,
he a boss.
So you know, but yeah, so I appreciate any and everybody that digs us, even the young right now that's coming up. I meet a lot of millennials that's like, you know, man, you know, who is this? And I tell them, I say, that's 30 years old, man. Then when that came out, it's 30 years ago. Man, that's jamming. Who is that? That's UGK. That's me and my group, Blac Monks. That's Trinity Garden. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's Icy Hot. That's you know what I'm saying? I got to tell them about all these Houston artists that they never heard of.
For real.
You know, and these are millennials asking, who are these people? Who are these? Man, why they don't play this on the radio? Why they don't? Your street military.
OG style. Remember OG
street
style?
military.
Man,
OG
come
style.
On, man. I got a lot of history around,
you know,
with these rappers that nobody never knew, man.
You know.
K Reno.
Ooh,
man,
K Reno still killing it. He's still killing it. You know, and they love him in Australia. They love him in Australia. They want us to come to Australia, but it ain't us no more. It's just me. Rest in peace, 3-2 and AWOL.
That can happen though,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it
It'll
can.
definitely
because
happen.
they still want to see
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And you
Exactly.
and
Never
they'll sing
give
their
up, man.
verses because they know their
Yeah, because
verses.
they know.
Yeah.
And then you'll
exactly.
sing your
Yeah.
verse.
You know,
You
it
know
be
what I
it be
mean?
so live
Yeah, man.
when people
No, the mic, slide the mic back on.
would be so live when people start saying your lyrics in the crowd, man, from word.
Man, that's
They were doing that for UGK, man. They sing that. Pimp and Bun ain't have to rap no. They singing it the whole thing in the crowd.
What's even doper is when you with people of a whole other ethnicity that don't understand English.
Exactly.
And they
They
talking
be
about
doing
Pimp
your
C,
shit.
bitch. Now what the fuck is up?
That'd be amazing, man, for real. It be
Yeah.
shocking me. I'm like,
You
man,
know,
that's
say,
live,
how does
man.
that happen?
Exactly. You learning somebody else's lyrics and
Vibrations.
shit and
Yeah.
just saying it from word for
Vibrations.
word, singing it from word for word. That's dope, man.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, man, before we get up out of here, everybody want to get their social media and then where you can get the album and shit, whatever else y'all want to, promote and all that, man. Oh, let's do this. Favorite Pimp C memory. We're going to go around.
I got one. I'm in Atlanta. Pimp C about to do the video with Big Pimpin'. So he called me in the studio because he had a basement with a studio and with a theater on the side in his mansion. And it was like, Bird, I need you to bring Biz back to Nashville and pick some money up for me, dawg. I'm gonna get this Benz for the video shoot. I'm like, well, okay, see how I'm going. So I drove from Atlanta to Nashville. And when I got to Nashville, I brought Biz back. When I got to Nashville, this nigga here go upstairs with his brother in the attic and brought about 4 or 5 garbage bags, black bags, full of money like that. Cause he had a whole bunch. Back then we called them dope houses, but now they call it trap houses. You know what I'm saying? So he goes up there and he arguing with his brother up there cause his brother didn't want me to grab that money for Pimp. So I'm like, man, they was up there arguing and shit. And so he coming down the attic, he gonna give me three of them damn big ass bags a garbage bag full of money and told me to count it. I'm like, hell nah, you got a money machine in this motherfucker? Give me a money machine. I'll let you know how fast I can count this motherfucker. But he ain't have no money machine, money counter. You know what I'm saying? So I start counting that shit and I got tired of counting this shit. I put that shit back in the back. I said, man, fuck that shit. I'm ready to go, please. I'm getting high. I gotta get out of here. Damn, it's 3 o'clock in the fucking morning. By the time I got to my Atlanta and shit, it was 8 o'clock in the morning. I drove. Then what fucked me up? His brother he told his brother, hey, send Bird on the highway. Show Bird on the highway. This nigga his brother gonna send me the wrong way. I'm going to motherfucking Colorado. I was driving for 2 hours and shit. I started seeing snow and shit and mountains and shit. I said, man, that ain't the way to, I came from Chattanooga. I said, I turned that motherfucker back around. That would took me so long. That would took me a long.
You got all this money with you to do this shit.
I got all this money, about 3 garbage bags, 4 to the top.
and drove out the way.
4 garbage bags, them big ones, 4 to the top. And I'm driving by myself. Only I see is 18 wheelers, but they were gone and shit. So I turned that motherfucker back around and started driving back. But I know Pip was he was worried about me because I had a chip phone and that motherfucker didn't even want to work and shit. Cause back then we had them chip phones and shit. Nigga get a chip phone, nigga talk for a long time. So I got back to my Atlanta. And I came in the house. C was on the couch. He gave me a hug, man. I said, man, I made it, man. I said, his brother, he sent me the wrong way. Bitch ass, man. I had to drive 2 hours outside of motherfucking Nashville. They had to turn all the way back around.
How much money was it that he ended up sending you with?
That was like 90,000. Cause they all when I had to go lay it down. But when I came back up to get some water, I'm at a bedroom by the studio in the studio and shit, and by the time I came back up, it was close to 90,000. All that money was on the living room. I'm like, damn, that's a lot of money. Then he gonna get me Pimp going. My bad. It was his bad. You know what I'm saying? He thought I clipped him. He thought I stole some of the money. I said, man, you know, Pip, I would never do nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But he apologized. And the only way he apologized to me, he apologized to me when when I went to Miami and he put some money in my pocket and he gave me a $500 drink. That was appreciation for me doing that for him. And Job gonna go get on that man's funeral and talking about, they bought that for Pimp. Motherfucker, A&R. I mean, motherfucker, stop lying, nigga. You ain't buy that Benz for Pimp. Pimp bought his own damn Benz. You know what I'm saying? I went and got the money for him. Damn near $90,000 for that motherfucker. And that Benz, he was the first nigga had a fucking Benz that year. It had 3 people on it, a doctor, a lawyer, and another a doctor, I think, or a lawyer. But he turned it in. So Pimp say, Hashim say, well, I get it for you. He got one more. He say, all right. Pimp say, I'll take that bitch. Nobody never had it. When we did Big Pimp and Jay-Z was looking at that damn car like, damn, what kind of car? That shit live.
So you went to the Big Pimpin' shoot?
Yeah, I was staying with Pimp in Atlanta. I stayed with Pimp for 7 years. Well, I was back and forth on the highway, you know, pulled off to Houston, back, but I stayed on the road, man. I was driving, man. Exactly. And another story, we was coming back, after we did Big Pimpin', we was coming back, I was driving Pimp, I left the Navigator in Miami. I was driving back, Pimp phone call. His phone was calling. He picked it up. It's Shaquille O'Neal. I'm like, God damn, Shaquille O'Neal found out about the video. He had found out about the video shoot because Jive had called him because he was on Jive. Jive called him and said, you know, Pimp, because he liked Pimp C. He was one of his favorite rappers. Pimp C and Jay-Z doing a video. That nigga called C up, man. I say, shit, yay! And he say, who they is? Pimp said, that's my DJ Bird. Yeah, exactly. I had to get that in. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. I had to let Shaq know who I am. Exactly. I said, yeah.
Goddamn
and nigga Shaq
right.
said, who that is? And Pimp said, that's my DJ Bird.
DJ Bird.
I liked it. That was love. That kind of thing.
Because you what?
Exactly.
You too live.
I'm too live. I got to let Shaq know who I am.
Okay, Mitch, man, what's your favorite, you know what I'm saying, favorite Pimp memory, man?
Man, that's, you know, for you that's not an easy question, bro. You know what I mean? It's really not an easy question. The last time I talked to him would probably be the most memorable because he was talking about American Gangster. Jay-Z had just put out American Gangster. And he was talking about the Marvin Gaye sample that he used. And I told Chad, I said, well, you know, as Marvin, that's my dude. You know what I mean? I got a homeboy that used a part of that sample for a song that I've done. I just never released it. He said, Mitch, man, that bitch jamming. He said, that whole American Gangster album jamming. He say, look here, I'm gonna be on deck. You know, I'm gonna holler at you when I touch down back in PA. I gotta go to LA. You know, make some moves out there. And I'll be on deck. I'll holler at you. You know, that was like a week and a half before he died. You know, and even closer, he called me the last time he was in Port Arthur, and he was like, what's going on, Mitch? And he called the house phone. You don't usually call the house phone. He usually called my cell phone. And he was like, man, Mitch, hey, what's going on? I said, I'm chilling, about to get ready to go out to eat, with my wife. She's like, need to holler at you. I said, okay, well, I'll holler at you when I come back from that. And he was like, nah, I need to holler at my real friend. So that's not some shit he just normally say. So I told my wife what he said, and she said, go. I went. We sat, we ate, got on the same tray, sipped Patron out that shot glass, and we sat and we listened to some music. The music was weird. The music was the first EP. It was the Southern Way. And what was weird about it was he was popping it open for the first time. I was already feeling good, and I say, well, yeah, he know me. I harbor shit like that, so he might have done that. And he popped it open and put it in the cassette player. Say, man, Mitch, I just got this from such a place, Round by Sound, Sony shit. He put that shit on. We listened to it, and he like, man, Mitch, we gotta get back to that. Blah blah blah. This that. Okay, cool. Later on, he put on the Eagles. I'm like, man, I know you doused into rock and roll. I know. Red Hot Chili Peppers, you know what I'm saying, Stone Cold Roses, yeah, I know you doused into it, but I didn't know you like the Eagles like that. He said, like, yeah, nigga, you need to listen to it. He put an emphasis to it at the time. I didn't know. I mean, I'm just talking to my family. Listen to the last interview we had. He was trying to talk to me. I didn't understand it, but that's what he was doing. And hey, it is what it is, right there in your face. And that's what he was trying to tell me. How was I to know? So that would be my most fondest memory of him telling me that it's fisting to pop off like that. And what's crazy, and I'll say this right quick. A few years before that, I wrote a rhyme on a song called Strange that I did with Booney Low and Big Bug.
Booney Low, yay!
And I said I had a dream that somebody snatched Pimp Rolex off his arm. And this was years before he passed. God was preparing my ass. Ain't that strange? The song is called Strange. You know what I'm saying? And this was, like I said, I had a dream that somebody snatched Pimp Rolex off his arm. And this was years before he passed. Ain't that God preparing my ass for what's about to get ready to happen? You know
That's
what
deep.
I mean?
That's deep.
Straight up. Real nigga shit. Real talk. Look, it ain't right, but that's the game. You play it, you know. You know what I'm saying? You get yourself together with some people that really love you, and you make sure you click tight with your foundation. That's why my second album is called The Foundation. Me, Chad, Bun, Bird, D.A. Quite a few people, we the foundation that made this shit here in Port Arthur. Dory, he's a part of that foundation. He is who he is, but he's a part of that foundation. You know, have quite a few other young brothers that was before us, that's older than us. You know, I can talk about cats like Noonie Bug.
Noonie Bug, yeah.
You know,
beatbox. He was a beatbox king.
You know.
Yeah, he could beatbox his ass off.
Not only that, but he can rap his ass off.
Yeah.
You know, show him his seed of
the
love.
fresh folk.
The fresh folk. Right. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Cannon. That's
Julius Paul.
Julius Paul,
yeah.
All of these cats that I just named, that Bird just named, they all prominent in life now. But they did it. Willie Young, yeah.
Boy, Willie Young was dope, boy.
But they did it before we did it.
Boy, yep, they did. They did it.
And I was like, okay, well, shit, Dory, he's the DJ of them three MCs.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So he was the one that was catapulted into that realm where, okay, well, if he's a DJ and these three niggas is the MCs, we got to get with the DJ, because back then, the DJ, what? He did the production.
Yeah.
So you had to get with the DJ. You had to see what the DJ was doing. If you didn't see what the DJ was doing, the MCs could tell you anything. Because the MCs come to the studio, if they cold enough, they hear the beat. They write the beat in 5, 10, 15 minutes.
Yep.
They drop it within an hour and they gone. They gone back to the club doing what they doing.
Yeah.
Everybody wasn't able to do that, but them three MCs there, that's what they did. And they all went to the same high school, Lincoln High School.
Yeah. The Fresh Folk, they was dope. And then Booney was got connected with him too. Booney Loke, he was a dope too, boy.
Man, Booney
will rock a party in a minute. Give me the mic, Bird, and had everybody doing this. He was a party rocker. Yeah, but he was cold. He was a cold MC, but he keep the party live. He really do. He had everybody doing what he wanted to do in the crowd.
Yeah. Man, D.A., before we get up out of here, man, your favorite Pimp C memory, man?
My favorite time, it was actually funny. The thing is, Chad's mom used to run a vending machine service. So she had everything around the house. Twinkies, Lil Debbie, all the sweets you could think of was all over the house. So it would be me, Jalon, brother named Jalon, Bun, it was a lot of us that was just around there. And I remember one time we were all in the living room watching Ren and Stimpy. We all still teenagers. We watching Ren and Stimpy. We laughing our ass off, cracking up watching Ren and Stimpy. And I don't know what happened, but I think Chad didn't do the dishes or something. So y'all remember how Mama was?
Yeah.
Cool. Chad didn't do the dishes. Mama C came in. Chad, come here. So Chad, he trying to be hard in front of his boys. He gets up. I remember him going, "Let me get up and go handle this." He go in the kitchen, and we see him talking to Mama C. You ain't do them dishes. So Chad say, "Why you tripping, mama? Why you tripping? Why I'm tripping? You need to go do these damn dishes." So Chad say, "Oh, come on, mama. What's the tip? What's the tip?" So then Mama see, I'm gonna put the tip of my foot in your ass. That's what's gonna happen. We all in there rolling, we cracking up, and all all Chad can do is go. You know, kind of look like.
Ain't nothing you can say about that.
Man, we were all just in there. We already got sugar highs. We all got Twinkies and everything in both hands eating. And you know, we watching Ren and Stimpy. Well, she told us we just start cracking up laughing. Then she got on us. "Hey, y'all niggas need to stop eating up all my damn shit." She walked back up in the kitchen.
Boy, we used to have a ball eat that shit, boy. That shit was good. Them snacks in the vending machine.
Oh, it was just
she had a vending
unlimited.
machine company. Mama West.
It was just unlimited.
And
just
boy, me and
snacks everywhere.
Me and C used to go and rob the vending machine. Boy, she'd tell C, go get me my money. Go get the change out the vending machine. We'll go get that motherfucker, boy. And it's right. He had about
But he
10
had
of them
his
motherfuckers.
own too, though.
Yep, he sure
had
did.
a few of his own,
Yeah,
like
he
2
sure
or
did.
3 of his own.
Yeah, he did.
And
We go
every
get that
other
money
day,
and come
we
to the
go get
studio
the
in
money
Houston.
and drank it
That's
up.
when we was on
and
big
smoke.
time. We were fucking with big time records.
Yeah.
We'd go cause we needed some money to eat and shit and rooms and shit. So he had to go and get money out the vending machine so we can, man. This nigga, man, didn't want to give a nigga no money, no per diem money or nothing, man. I'm like, man, come on, man. That bullshit ain't trying to take care of his artists and shit. What kind of shit that is, dog? We struggling and shit.
But he didn't.
Yeah,
know,
I experienced
bro.
that.
Hey, no, nigga, at least get a nigga some money for some gas.
Yeah, you're right.
But
I
something to
agree.
eat.
But that was my experience. That was my funny experience with Chad.
That's it.
That
Something
nigga
to
didn't
eat.
know. He was just
Yeah,
he
nigga
was
know.
trying to go on with the shit that he saw that everybody else was doing as record labels. That's what he was doing.
Yeah.
Fam.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't
But
know
couldn't
if
keep it.
he would have
Hey,
done
but he couldn't
right.
keep his artists though.
If he would have done right with Chad and Point Blank, him before
PSK 13.
if he would have done right by them 3 artists, everybody would have been better off. But he was looking at what everybody else was doing.
Yeah,
man.
and most record labels out here that are rap labels, unfortunately, they look at, they feel like they got to be a dictator. They got to tell you what to do. They got to do this to their artists. They got to do that. They got to make them do that.
Right.
Make your artists happy.
Yeah.
Your artist happy.
Make your artist happy.
Your artist happy. They gonna go out there and do the most for
Most
you.
for
They gonna
you,
be like,
yeah,
man,
'cause
I
you-
love being signed to such and
right.
such. They take care of a
They take
nigga.
care of
Man, I'm getting paid right. But when you do the opposite, now you don't have
That's
no
why
artist.
a lot
It's gonna break you
rock-
down.
That's
It's
why a
gonna
lot
break
of
you
rock
down. You ain't gonna
labels
be successful.
that had a lot of rock groups. You know what I'm saying? They paid their artists.
Yeah,
They got paid more than the artists. Of course they did.
Right.
the
But
artist
they
was
made
still happy.
sure that the artist was
They're
happy.
still happy.
Mhm. Still happy.
You know,
Right.
the powers that be that own the companies, they gonna say, okay, look, you know how the shit go. If it wasn't for us pushing y'all music, y'all wouldn't have anything. So we have to get the upper hand.
Without artists, you don't have no.
But we're going to pay you what you deserve to have because you're a rock group and we back our people just like that. And that's how it happened. Why do you think a bunch of black people started rock and roll, blues, and every genre of music that it is?
Yeah.
Black people did that.
Yeah.
They know that. But they were the ones with the money to put behind you, to put money in a poor person's pocket that they had never seen before. So they put that money in your pocket and you be like, okay, everything groovy, but the companies, they making more than the artist could ever think about making. And then when those artists that come in the game, they already know what's going on. They leery of them because they don't want to pay.
The record company trying to tame a nigga and shit. Like them A&Rs. They gonna send A&Rs down to try to tame us. Man, nigga ain't taming shit here.
Tell them.
Yeah. Try to tame a nigga A&R. A&R coming from New York. Yeah, big A&R. He coming to New York. He coming to tame. Man, she be like, man, I don't give a fuck about that whole ass nigga.
and that's what happens when you sign to when you sign to a label, they pretty much they own you, and that's a message I want to give to all before we go. That's a message I want to give to all these younger millennial MCs. I can't even say MC rappers. That's a message I want to give to all these rappers and beat makers. Okay, yeah, you signed a deal with whatever major label or independent, and you got all this money. Okay, yeah, you balling on Instagram and TikTok and all this money. You know what I'm saying? You holding 2 stacks of money or this and that. Okay, if the label gave you that money, that's not yours. There's something called recoup cost. Oh, trying to get your attention. There's something called recoup cost, which means the label is going to recoup all the money they gave you, all the money they paid for you, to pop bottles and go here and go there and hotel rooms, all that. You think that's free? No. Unless you made a bunch of show money, and then sometimes they want your show money. So all that ain't for that. I ain't impressed because you got a $100 million record deal. Okay, but you getting half a cent off of your $7 download.
Right.
Come on, man. That ain't impressive.
Right. Nothing impressive about that at all.
But luckily we have the internet now. Mm-hmm. We have the net now, and you can make your own. You can make your own way. You can do your own thing, sell your own, albums and all this other stuff. Yeah, it's harder because you don't have that type of capital to just push it like these labels, but it's still yours.
Yep.
So it's up to you to find that financing and that capital to really push yourself and to find that audience. It's good if you a rapper and you got this whole group of people that love you and they support you and all. That's very rare. It's very rare to have like over 50 people that really support you and love you. That's good if you got that. That mean you got a support
really great when you own your own masters.
Yeah, and then you own your own masters and all that. But it's very hard when it's just if you just one artist, you ain't got all this doggone support about you, and you trying to make something happen, and it's just you. And I know this from experience, like just me, because I've been hated on so much because I'm the music producer, I'm the graphic designer, I'm the writer, I'm the mixer, I'm the masterer. I do like 10 things in one. I don't need you. So a lot of labels like, man, we can't make no money off of this money. He do everything. Yes, I do.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
I don't need. All I need is backing.
Yeah.
But that's the realities of things when you in this game. So now that's all I got to say. So.
For sure, man. I sure appreciate y'all coming through, man. One more time, where can we get the album? Big Mitch, man, for the people who gonna be looking for that UGK album, the UGK 30.
Look, man, I've held on to a lot of music that we've done. This album was an album that we collectively put together ourselves between 88 and 90.
It's all Pimp C production.
Yeah, and me also, you know what I'm saying, me starting production and hear something and be like, okay, I can enhance this over here.
Mm-hmm.
This is how we work together.
Mm-hmm. Sure do.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, the majority, 85-90% of the production on this album is definitely done by Chad.
Mm-hmm. That's how me and C was so close, because I'm a DJ. I pull out the record and let C hear it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Say, C, check that out. That dope. Look at that. It got a little piece, just a little piece here. Take that little piece and make it a hit. Boy.
Yeah, but that's
Just give him ideals, you know what I'm saying? I used to give him ideals.
Me and Bird, we played football together.
Mm-hmm.
So me and him knew each other before we even knew Chad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we already knew that we loved music. So he had a gang of records. That was another reason why Chad wanted
gang
him
of
to
records.
be
I had about
a
2,000
DJ.
records, man.
You know,
Everywhere, just pulling them out, man.
but as far as the 88 and 90 album, me and him, we put that all together and we put it in order. The order that you hear it is the order that we wanted it to be in. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, with the production, because of the 4-track and the kind of mics and the things that, the way that we recorded then, it was a bunch of air in it. So when I got it remastered, they was able to take all of that shit out of there and bring all the production up to the front and make it sound like a real project.
Mm-hmm.
So when you put it on the turntable,
then it's marble.
Yeah.
Kind of marble.
The print on it is marble print, and it's the same color of the album.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The color that you see here, that's the color of the
that
marble
album
print.
rare. You can't find, man. It'd be an
it's
honor
a
for you to
collector's.
have. It's a collector's.
It's a collector's
It'd be an
item.
honor for you to have one. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Cherished
so
it.
$100
Yeah.
is really not a lot to
It's a
ask.
small investment for a piece
You
of
know what
history.
I'm saying? Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't get it from nowhere else. You're not gonna get it on the streaming platform.
Right.
You gotta buy it from me on vinyl. You know what I mean? That's it. Period. It's only going to be on vinyl, and it's only going to be a certain amount of albums.
Pretty much as a straight to you NFT.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know what I'm saying? You
Right.
come and I've sold quite a few.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, hey man,
I know
listen.
you
If you,
did.
I'm gonna go ahead and say, hey man, if you consider yourself a UGK fan, you should have this album in your collection.
Oh, really?
Are you a UGK fan if you ain't got the 89?
You gotta have it because what it really does, it tells you where our production was getting ready to go
Yeah, right.
when
right.
it comes to the Southern Way and when it comes to Too Hard to Swallow and those projects that we put out before then. This tells you where we were getting ready to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? And we can sing, we can rap, we can do both of them on the same song. And with Chad's production, he did what he did with the tools he had. And then when we got with other engineers and people that mixed things better than we did, when it comes to people like West and Avery.
With Rest and Avery. Right.
You know what I'm saying? They had a better ear
Mm-hmm.
and they had better equipment to mix our music.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when we started going to them between 88 and 90
Mm-hmm.
and going to their spot.
Right.
And we was doing our shit over at Chad's spot, but we take what we done
And bring
with
it
the
over
track
there.
machine and bring it over there.
Uh-huh.
And then they would mix it. And then they were like, oh no, we're not just gonna mix it. We're gonna put it all together and we're gonna master it.
Right.
And we didn't know anything about that. But they did with the tools that they had. So that's what made what we did better than what was going on in the city. You know what I mean? So when I said, well, look, I got all of this history. This the album that Chad and I put together that we was getting ready to present to the world. Say, well, let me go and remaster it. Pay for it to be remastered by somebody that know exactly what they doing. And then when I gave it to him, he was like, oh, I'm a UGK fan too. So he was like, okay, that's beautiful. I would do this and no problem. And he, I sent it to him. He sent it right back to me when he was done with it. And then it came out like, what we will listen to now. So that's what I love about this project, man. I'm the archives, so what I like to do is put all of my resources that I have into what I got going and what everybody else is trying to do. You got some old shit. I want to be able to remaster it and put it out because that's a part of our history. That's what this is all about at the end of the day. The East Coast, they got their history. The West Coast, they got their history. Down south, I want us to have our history as far as what Port Arthur has to bring to the table. Because I know Houston been there, I know Dallas been there. I know a few other cities that have been there when it comes to the hip-hop scene in Texas. But I know what I know when it comes to Port Arthur. So that's what I'm trying to preserve and bring to the forefront. And not just to make money off of it, because nobody else thought about it. They was like, nah, you can't make no money off of that. I say, really? I say, okay. Chad was like, Mitch, man, if that's what you want to do, go on and do it. And that's real nigga shit. I'm telling you what he told me. I'm not just saying that just to try to make money off of what I have. That's what he told me. Like, go on and do it, man. If that's what you see. And that goes with what Bird have. Because Bird have a lot of history too. D.A., as far as his mind is concerned and what's going on in Port Arthur, as far as the music scene, this is history that you're looking at. It's not just a marketing scheme or something that we trying to get together to make people look at us. No, this is us trying to preserve our history and what it means to everybody else in this region, in the South. Because if you didn't think that it meant anything, you wouldn't be spending no time with us. It's gotta mean something.
Yep, exactly. Gotta mean something.
That's a fact. Definitely, man. Definitely. So, yeah, man. It's an honor to have y'all come through.
It's an honor to be here, Dan.
Mitch, we didn't kick it before,
really
you know what I'm saying? It's my first time kicking it with Bird, first time kicking it with D.A., man. We got to do it again, you know what I mean?
Really?
It can't be the last time.
Nah, it can't be the last time.
Because there's so much stuff that hadn't been.
I got to come down to PA really and have y'all show me around there.
Most definitely.
And
that's really what I want to do.
Right.
We talked, so next time we do it, we're going to go to PA and I want y'all to show me around, like, with that whole thing.
We got you.
Okay, we got you.
Bro. It done, you come, you don't want to stay with none of us, you're going to be put up in a nice spot.
Oh, most definitely. Make sure that
whoever it is, you gonna be put up. Nah,
we gonna take care of you,
yeah. You know what I'm saying?
We gonna take
and
care
that's
of
real. That's real talk.
No, I appreciate y'all.
That's real talk.
Appreciate y'all. We gonna do that. We gonna do that. We gonna do that. Well, man, hey, man, it's been an honor, man. I hope y'all enjoyed this as much as I did. It's Donnie Houston Podcast, DJ Bird, Big Smokin Mitch, man, D.A. Hey, man,
Blac Monks.
We up out of here.
Already.
Donnie Houston.
Subscribe to the Donnie Houston Podcast, man.